Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. If you are new to the channel, I mostly do pick a card readings that may expand soon, but welcome in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you like the video. So today I am going to be doing a messages from Goddess Isis, and it's going to be what requires balance in your life. You know, where do you need to bring in more balance? What messages does the Goddess Isis have for you right now? And like I said, it is going to be mainly focused around balance and, you know, what areas of your life require balance and how to achieve that balance right now. So there are three options. There is quite the storm happening, and I'm sure you heard that. We have three options today. Option number one is going to be Pillar of Light. Option number two is going to be the Chariot of Ascension. And option number three is the Eye of Horus. So take a few minutes, pause the video if you need to, ask yourself, higher self, angels, guides, whoever it is that you work with, which pile or piles have a message for you. And let's jump right into the reading. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Pillar of Light, Descent of the Star of Isis. And we're going to place that right over there, and that's going to be the final message that we get for you. So at the end of the reading, we'll look at what that card says, because I really love Alana Fairchild, the maker of the deck, and I think that she has the best guidebook and messages, so we will be reading from the guidebook. As a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If the message does not fit, do not try to make it fit. So we have two cards to represent what area of your life requires balance, and then we have two cards to give you information as to how to balance that, right? How to bring more balance in. So let's start with what requires balance. And we have Death and Rebirth, and we have the Five of Pentacles. All right, so pile number one, let's talk about this. We're gonna put these off. I always touch the cards and mess them up. We're going to put these off to the side for now. So with Death and Rebirth, as far as what requires balance, for many of you, there's a need to close out a cycle. And I feel like for many of you, this is going to be something about a belief system, what you expect. It's almost like, can you release certain belief systems? Can you release certain ideas, narratives around what is going to happen in your life? Respectfully, I have to say, for my pile number ones, I feel like for many of you, you have this lack mentality. This sense of, you know, you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting for things to not work out. It's almost like an expectation that if X, Y, and Z is going well, then that means something else is gonna mess up. Something else is not gonna go well for me. Something is going to, you know, something is gonna break. Something is going to not go so well. That's the best way I could put it. So there's almost this imbalance around your expectations around what's possible, your beliefs around what is possible. For many of you, you feel like an outsider in your own life. You feel like you don't belong. Like, you know, maybe it's with your family, your friends, at your job. It's almost like I am the outsider. I don't quite belong. For some of you, you are quite different. You're very spiritual. You know, you're not like other people, but you can find your tribe. You can find the people that you belong with. You can find a way to feel like you belong in certain circles. Because I want to say that with this Death, Rebirth, and Five of Pentacles, it's almost like you yourself have made yourself an outcast in some areas where it's like, you know, it's not even worth trying because I'm not going to fit in. It's not, no matter what I do, it's not going to happen for me. It's that energy that I'm getting. And again, almost the expectation of difficulties. Like, it's going to be difficult no matter what. I have to work hard no matter what. It's not going to work out for me no matter what I do. And it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy that's happening for my pile number ones, where it's like, you are able to manifest something, but then it kind of derails for you in some way. And life has been very difficult for my pile number ones. And this is kind of saying, and I want to clear this up because I don't want anyone to say this in the comment section. I am not saying in any way that you are creating, if you picked pile number 1, I am not saying that you created difficulty in your life. What I am saying is that right now you are being asked to bring more balance in by looking at your beliefs and looking at your narrative around your life and around what's possible, around the expectations that you have and how you view yourself in your situation, because that is going to help you to get to the next level. That's going to help you to step out of this energy, because it's about stepping into your power. It's about saying, if life is going to give me lemons, I'm going to make lemonade. That is what I'm saying. I don't want anyone to say that I'm blaming you for anything, because I am absolutely not. I do think that you have been dealt a difficult hand in this life at certain times. For some of you, you know, just at many times. But this is about, what are you going to do with what you are given? And it's about, you know, if something is closing, something is not working out, there's a key that's going to open something. You know, if that door at the 5 of Pentacles is not opening, the key is right there. You can open it. If a door closes, there's a window. There's a crack of even if that window is just cracked, it's about what you make of it. It's about you stepping into your power and taking an active role instead of sitting and allowing things to happen, right? It's saying, okay, this is not working. What will work for me? Keeping that sense of hope, optimism, faith in what can happen and in what can be, because there is a shift that is ready to come in for you, but it's something that you're going to have to actively work with spirit, the universe with, and that's what's out of balance, right? That sense of that sense of holding on to the things that haven't worked out and allowing that to be the story that you tell yourself and allowing that to be who you are. That is the imbalance, because it's time to say, you know, I'm going to let go of the past and I'm going to step into new energy for my new beginning, for my new, you know, this new opportunity that's coming in. And it's about having a set of new beliefs, having the courage to go through transformation, because it's very hard to step out of this energy. It's very hard to look at ourselves and say, this is what my experience has been, but I'm going to change it around. I'm going to do the best that I can to change it around and to find something that is going to work for me. And again, you're at the end of one cycle and at the beginning of another, and you have to release. A lot of this has to do with perspective for my pile number 1s. Let's take a look at, how do you bring in more balance? Queen of Wands, not surprised to see her here. And we also have the World, very interesting. Pile number 1, you have to actively, with this World, this Queen of Wands here, you have to actively decide to step away from this. It's almost like retraining your brain to, you know, instead of seeing the glass half empty, seeing the glass half full. And for my pile number 1s, you have death and rebirth, and you have the World. This is a cycle that's ready to close out for you. This is like, if you believe in past lives, it's possible that you carried over some karma that needed to be cleared, and karma is not good or bad. It's cause and effect. It just is what it is. And you've cleared that, and now there's a new beginning here. And we are going through Saturn retrograde as I'm filming this. This is timeless, but that's what's happening as I'm filming this. So this makes sense to me. With the Queen of Wands, this is about living life to the beat of your own drum and doing your own thing. For some of you, like I said, you may feel like an outsider. You may feel like you don't belong. You may feel like, you know, lonely at times. You may feel left out at times. This is saying, how can you embrace that? How can you embrace your uniqueness? How can you embrace who you are and make the best out of that? You bring in more balance by loving yourself as you are and embracing your authenticity, your uniqueness, and your independence. Now, that does not mean independence as in you're not going to connect with other people, because I do believe for my pile number 1s, there are people for you to connect with. There is soul family for you to meet and connect with. but it's about embracing your independence and your uniqueness. Allowing yourself to be inspired by the things that matter to you, by the things that you love, by the things that, mean something to you. One thing for my pile number ones that's also coming in is working with your chakras, making sure that you're grounding yourself daily, making sure that you're clearing your aura daily. Some of you are empaths and highly sensitive people, and you're picking up energy from others and you're taking that on as something that is yours when it's not yours at all. So, checking in with yourself and saying, is this mine? Checking in with yourself and clearing out your chakras, whatever way you want to do that. Embracing everything that you are. Finding joy, right? Purposely finding joy in your life, creating joy in your life. That is a decision we get to make every single day. And that's something that, Isis is asking that you do. Let's take a look at what shadow aspect you are working with. Downcast pride. Yeah, that downcast pride matches perfectly with that Five of Pentacles. I mean, those cards, they're even looking at them, even if you know nothing about the card, looking at them, you see that similarity. And it's, the energy of bending to adapt. Having basically no roots. Let's take a look at this card because I want you to see it up close. What we see is this person here, and basically there's no roots, right? There's no body. It's like they, I'm going to say they because it looks like a she, but I'm going to go with they. It's like they are floating through. It's like just nothing, right? No substance, nothing to anchor, right? No body. And with downcast pride, it's because you are in survival mode. It's also because there's almost this sense of, I don't want to embrace who I am because I want to, for some of you, fit in. For others of you, it may not necessarily be I want to fit in, but it's almost like I don't know who I am. For some of you, you've been through traumatic events and you're kind of in this space of surviving. That's what I'm getting with this card. It's like survival mode. It's like I'm trying to survive, and I'm adaptable. And I'm so adaptable that I'm kind of floating around aimlessly. That's what's coming in there. And it's like, because this Queen of Wands is how to bring in the balance. This Queen of Wands is saying, embrace who you are, figure out who you are, and embrace that energy. There's a lot of sadness and grief here and, like despair. And I do feel to some degree for my pile number ones, there's been this pressure to change who you are or to adapt in some way. And you've kind of taken that on as part of your beliefs. Like, I kind of have to change myself. For some of you, there's a belief that you're not good enough, and that's not true. It's about embracing who you are and understanding that you are enough, that you are deserving of love, that you are worth the things that you want. Let's take a look at astrology, what we have here. Neptune sacrifice. Yeah, this makes sense. Because Neptune is the planet, I like to say it's the planet of smoke and mirrors, right? Wherever your Neptune is at in your natal chart or even in your transit chart, there's a sense of like smoke and mirrors, right? Like it's like illusions. You can't see things clearly. You can't understand things clearly. For some of you, you may have Neptune in the 4th house, Neptune in the 8th house, or Neptune in the 2nd house in your natal chart. That could be Pisces energy as well. So Pisces in the 2nd, 4th, or 8th. Doesn't have to be that, but that's coming in. There's a lot of, I do feel some Scorpio, Pisces energy in this reading as well as Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Those do not have to fit for the message to fit, but I did want to mention them. But with Neptune here, you are kind of seeing things clearly. Or at the very least, you are being given the opportunity to see things clearly so that you can see what is creating the imbalance in your life. And Goddess Isis is coming in and saying, like, we need to figure this out. Because I feel like you've been in this energy for a very long time. For some of you, you've been in that energy for your whole life. And it's kind of, again, stepping into your power. You create balance by stepping into your power, by saying, I am going to make the best of this, and I'm going to do what's right for me. I'm going to take control of the narrative. I'm going to change the narrative. Right now, I would say look at where your Neptune is at in your natal and or transit chart, whichever one you're called to. Look at the sign and the house it's in and see if there's any information, because I feel like that is important right now. Let's take a look at what else we have. We have Cosmic Sisterhood with Finding Spiritual Community, Patterns, Sisterhood, Intersectional Feminism, and Starseed Lineage. Some of you definitely identify as Starseed. I definitely get that with that Five of Pentacles there and with this downcast pride, because it's like this sense of I don't belong, but I want to belong. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to belong. I just want to say that, because we are social creatures. We are meant to be a part of community, a part of, be connected. So for some of you, it's definitely that sense of like, even if you don't identify as a starseed, it's that sense of like, I don't belong, maybe being like that black sheep of the family, feeling like you don't belong, like at work, at, with your friendships, growing up in school. It was like you were always different. And Luna Llena, which is full moon, cycles, illumination, integration, nurture self, mother archetype, Ixchel, and Mama Kilia. My pile number ones. You are integrating, you are growing, you are releasing, you are in a cycle of endings and beginnings. So this may feel like a especially difficult time because, again, you are in that cycle of endings and beginnings. It's time to nurture yourself. Make sure that you are nurturing yourself through this, because this is a very difficult transition to be making. It's going to be completely worth it, but there is a little bit of difficulty to it. Making sure that you're taking care of yourself, that you're drinking water, eating the right foods. All of those things is very important. I also feel like for some of you, you are very intuitive and your intuition is growing. And some of you also, you started this during some form of full moon ritual for some of you. You could be seeing 10-10 at this time, or you could be seeing 10s or 1s and 0s a lot. Let's see what we have with the power of surrender. Surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. And I think that you are learning how to be more effortless in what you try and in what you do. And that's going to be part of how to bring in balance, right? Not feel like you're pushing or you're trying to force something to happen. And then we have surrender to inner peace. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis in quiet, meditative moments. Focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. Yeah, for this pile, it's about allowing. For this pile, it's also going to be the sacral and solar plexus chakras, especially the sacral. That is the chakra that you are working with the most at this point. Let's see what we have with these two. And we have nature. It's time to unleash your inner hippie and step outside of that man-made box. Take a walk in the woods, smell those flowers, hug some trees. You might think you're being ironic, like, look at me, I'm being all tree huggery and stuff. But you'll find that even those trees will hug you back. Trees come from a time before irony, and their earnestness is impervious to our jaded humor. If that doesn't make you want to hug them even more, well, I guess you're a robot. Spending time in nature, grounding yourself. I said that, grounding yourself for this pile. And then we have communication. I was going to say communication. Oh my goodness. Communication. Wonder how that other person's feeling? Ask them. Wish they knew how you were feeling? Tell them. You've just been drafted into the communication army, where there is a strict do ask, do tell policy. Speak with kindness and gentleness and reach an understanding. If you don't, assumption will just make asses of everyone, including the person who came up with the aphorism. With that Five of Pentacles as well, don't be afraid, right? Because the Five of Pentacles is that like being left out. Don't be afraid to voice what you need, to voice your opinions and what you have to ask and all of those things. Then we have this card here, which is Deer of Delta, and I will be reading from the book. Just give me 1 minute because I just realized I don't have it with me. Sorry, pile number one, did not quite plan that well. But Deer of Delta, here it is in the book, and it's White Light Oracle by Alana Fairchild. So it says, some things can only happen when we let go at the deepest inner level. Regenerative healing is one of them. Shamans of old understood that to obtain transformational awareness, one has to sever themselves from the world as one knows it, to unlearn what one once knew, to be reborn. In that rebirth, a new understanding and vitality, clarity and purpose can emerge. The shamanic realm is the realm of the delta brainwave, the state of deep sleep. Here, one is completely unconscious. There is temporary paralysis at this level, which allows for the deepest healing and renewal. Here, the gateway to the universal mind is entered, and the precious, recalibrating treasures of healing are gained. In Delta, we surrender completely to a great and powerful intelligence, far beyond our understanding. This is very interesting because this is also a card of transformation. And I feel like that is what's happening. And I feel like transformation is what's going to bring balance into your life. For some of you, you may be resisting it, which is totally understandable, totally normal, but that's coming in. Let's look at the pillars of light because this is from the Goddess Isis Oracle. So let's take a look here and see what that message has to say. One second, I am opening it. All right, so it says, beloved initiate, you are called to allow more divine energy and light to emanate from your body, to help build your light body so that the love and healing of the cosmic feminine energies of the Star of Isis can descend through you, offering healing light and assistance to humanity, and setting your own heart and soul on the fire with divine love and passion. It is suggested that you first build and strengthen your natural pillar of light within your energy body, like building a broadband cable, so that you can receive energy transmissions into your being more easily. Without such preparation, it would be like trying to run high voltage electricity through wires that were not equipped to handle it. Some fire and damage would occur, and the practice would not be safe or sensible. The pillar of light is the energy tube of pure white light that connects the soul star chakra above your head and the earth star chakra beneath your feet. This is crazy, pile number one, because look at this card. Look at this world card. It's the chakra system. Some of you are meant to work with the chakra system. The Star of Isis will descend from above your soul star chakra, pouring in grace, light, and healing power until it eventually flows like a river into your earth star chakra, blessing the earth through your body. The Star of Isis, also known as Sirius, some of you could be from that star planet. I believe that is a system of starseed. I'm not very familiar, but that may be for some of you. Some confirmation. Rest in a state of bliss, joy, and has a soul presence of heart, great strength, and stunning spiritual light. This is the consciousness seeking to manifest more fully in service through you now. You are becoming more and more ready to sustain high vibrations. I will say, sometimes the people that have the most difficult lives, the hardest lives, are the best conduits of light, because you are able to be that conduit of light like no one else. It's polarity, right? Where there is darkness, there has to be light. And pile number one, if you take anything away from this reading, is that you are the light and you're stepping into that light, into that power. I highly recommend, if you are not already, working with your chakras. For some of you, definitely working with the goddess Isis. But pile number 1, that is all I have for you. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what you'd like to see next on the channel. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Leave a comment to help with the algorithm. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm sending you so much love, so many blessings, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the pile with the Chariot of Ascension, spiritual work of the higher initiate. We're going to put that card right over there. We will be looking at the message with that card at the very end of the reading, so stick around for that. And as a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If the message does not fit, do not try to make it fit. So let's take a look at messages, what requires balance, and these are messages from Goddess Isis. So these 2 cards up here are going to be where are you experiencing imbalance? And these 2 cards are going to be where to create balance. But let's start with these 2 and let's see what we have here. And we have the 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Very interesting. First message that I'm getting for pile number 2 is, for some of you, there's a need to figure out work-life balance. For some of you, you're trying to... Sorry, I had to pause. But as I was saying, for my pile number 2s, it's kind of creating work-life balance. Like for some of you, you are perhaps working yourself a little bit too hard. You are trying to figure out balance between, spending time with family, friends, and your projects, your work, your career, that sort of thing. I also feel that there is a bit of an imbalance when it comes to your energy and how you spend your energy for my pile number 2s. Now, I want to go back to this message about creating work-life balance, because Goddess Isis is all about, that balance, that perfect balance, and it's the perfect balance for you between work and play. And we have this 10 of Pentacles here, which the 10 of Pentacles is about, connection, emotional satisfaction, abundance. It's kind of like the overall happiness, having it all card for me. And for some of you, you may be trying to start a family. You may be wanting to bring in a soulmate, like romantic soulmate, twin flame, divine counterpart, whatever you want to call it. And it feels like there may be a little bit of an imbalance in how much space you have in your life for that, and how much space you are trying to create for that or dedicate to that. Now, going into this Ace of Wands, there's a feeling here of some of you are feeling a bit uninspired as well. So there's quite a few messages for this pile already. For some, it's going to be 1, which is, trying to create work-life balance, trying to bring more balance into your life. For others, it's going to be number 2, where it's like, you already have a family, you already have a significant other, but you're also dedicating, spreading yourself thin, trying to, kind of go every in which way. So having to bring that back into balance. For others of you, it's kind of this sense of you're in this rut of a routine and you're no longer feeling inspired. There may be some creative blocks, maybe a need for rest, a need to kind of refocus your energy and figure out where you want to go. Perhaps even a little bit of burnout or getting close to burnout because you have so many responsibilities. Trying to keep up with work, projects, school, family, friends. It's a lot happening here for this pile. So for my pile number 2s, it's an overall, finding balance within yourself and having that show up outside of you as well, because it's, again, overall very busy energy, kind of very just almost scattered energy as well. Let's take a look at how to bring more balance in. We have the 5 of Pentacles and we have the 9 of Cups. So for my pile number 2s, in order to bring balance, for some of you, it's time to prioritize. It's time to reconnect to your heart's desires. Where do you want to invest time, energy, money? Where do you want to invest of yourself? You know, what matters to you? What's that thing that makes you want to get up in the morning and do it? It's kind of coming down to what really matters to you. For some of you, you may have the fear of missing out, right? Like you want to do so many things and it's like, I don't want to miss out on anything. And that may be why you're spreading yourself a bit too thin. For my pile number 2s, there's also a need here to look at where in your life are you feeling uninspired and unsatisfied? And how much time and energy are you giving to those things that are making you feel that way? Whether it's a relationship, you know, a job, a schooling, whatever it is, because there's almost this need to break free from something here. In order to bring balance, it's like 9 of Cups. Well, what is my wish? What is it that I want? And also this 5 of Pentacles, where am I feeling like I don't belong? Where am I feeling like I'm trying to force something to fit? And how can I bring that into balance? Because the main question for my pile number 2s is, what brings you satisfaction? What makes you feel satisfied? What makes you feel like you belong in that place, in that moment, in that relationship? What matters to you? What is your wish fulfillment? If you could make a wish right now and that wish would be granted, what would that wish be? And maybe figuring that out, and once you figure that out, kind of working your way towards it. Let's take a look at the shadow aspect that's playing in your life right now. Triumph of Lies. Okay, I'm not surprised to see this card here. So the Triumph of Lies is, how do you lie to yourself? You know, where are you fooling yourself almost? Like, where are you lying to yourself? Where are you investing in something that isn't worth it for you? Or where are you staying? You know, where are you refusing to change? What is hurting you? What is causing dissatisfaction? What is causing you to feel stagnant and blocked, but you're still staying there? There's also a reminder with Triumph of Lies for me that not all that glitters is gold, in the sense of, you know, sometimes we have something that is seemingly, you know, on paper it should work, whether it's a relationship, a person, a career, a job, but ultimately we're not satisfied. And sometimes with this Triumph of Lies, what we do is we stay in that energy, hoping that it works for us, hoping that it gets better, hoping that we can push past it. You know, hoping that that feeling of emptiness, of sadness, of grief, of depression, of anxiety goes away. And what happens is that instead of it going away, sometimes it grows and it grows and it grows, and it leaves us feeling out of place. It leaves us feeling like we don't belong, like we're trying to make something work when it doesn't want to work. And this is the energy coming through. It's that sense of where, you know, what is making you feel empty? What is making you feel sad? Where is there grief? Where are you feeling like you are trying to keep up a facade to keep it going? Are you allowing outside judgments, ideas, expectations to color your life, to dictate how your life goes? What is your wish? This is how you bring it to balance. You go back and you connect, and what is your wish? And for some of you, you're seeing 444, and for some of you, it's because it's stagnant, but it's also because you have built a foundation, but that foundation is not necessarily the foundation that you want, that you need at this time. All right, pile number 2. Let's take a look at the astrological influence here. South Node life steps. For my pile number 2s, the imbalance is that you're trying to keep something together, and that something is not meant to work for you. That something is not, it's not working for you. You need to move towards your North Node, which is your life purpose. And you're kind of in this place of trying to hold on to things that are no longer working. And it could be that you invested into these things. You know, it could be a career that you went to school for, that you've been in for years, but that you know deep down it's no longer working for you. It could be a relationship, whatever it is, it's the sense of trying to keep it together while knowing that it's not right for you, that you have outgrown it, that you're now moving towards something else. For my pile number 2s, look at where your south node and your north node are at. You can look at the sign and house. You can look at it in your transit chart as well, but definitely in your natal chart, because I think that your north node is activating. Some of you may have recently gone through a Saturn return, but it feels like your north node is activating at this time, and it's almost like you can't ignore that you've outgrown certain things. Let's take a look at what we have here. Phoenix rising, offerings, shape-shifting, clearing, generations, journey into the dark to sing with the ancestors. Yeah, some of you are like the Phoenix, you are rising at this point. And you know, the Phoenix rises from its own ashes. It's you finding it's you making the best out of the situation that you have. Look at these peacock feathers here. That to me represents you stepping into your own power, into your own uniqueness, you being seen for who you are, you stepping away from the expectations of other people, from the expectations that you have placed on yourself, and being authentic and vulnerable with who it is that you are. And stepping into your passions as well. And then we have 1111, awakening, letting go, synchronicity, twin flames, pay attention to the signs. For my pile number 2s, you can no longer ignore this. And you are awakening. This is you coming home to yourself. This is, you know, synchronicity. Everywhere that you go, you're seeing the signs. For some of you, this does have to do with a twin flame. I do get that for most, it's going to be about the self and just kind of your life purpose and where you are headed and learning how to release certain things. Some of you have a strong connection to Egypt or Egyptian spirituality. I know that we have, you know, Isis here, but that's coming in strongly. For others of you working with candle magic, red and white roses, as well as selenite is coming in as something that could be very helpful at this time. I want to see with the power of surrender, what needs to be surrendered. Surrender fear, letting go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Let go of the fearful stories you're telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on the solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. And then we have surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. Yeah, you bring yourself back into balance by going after the things that you love. I think for this pile, for some of you, you need to figure out what are the things that you love. But once you do, going after them, because what's blocked, what's imbalanced right now is your creativity, your inspiration, your ability to create the life that you want. You even knowing what the life that you want is, because it feels like some of you are in a place of just stagnancy, of apathy, of just, I don't know which way to go. So I'm kind of just going with the flow. And you're almost, you know, some of you are lying to yourselves even and saying, you know, it's going to get better. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe I'm being a little bit dramatic. Maybe I'm trying to find something and there's nothing to be found. But you know deep down you are ready for more, and you can see the synchronicity. And look at this. Your card was the Chariot of Ascension, and we will be looking at that in a few minutes. But it's about ascending, right? Take a look at what we have with the affirmators. And we have follow your heart. Yeah, this is perfect. I'm always rewarded when I follow my heart. I trust that the GPS in my heart knows all the best routes. And when it seems like it's taking too long to get where I want, I know that it's because there's some cool, weird stuff to see along the way. Yeah, some of you, this is, you know, you bring yourself to balance by connecting to your heart. And for some of you, there is going to be a little bit of grief, a little bit of sadness there, you know, bittersweetness as you do this. And then we have, don't take it personally. If someone starts to speak unkindly to me, I'll remember that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like maybe they just pooped their pants. Yes, that's probably it. Oh yeah, that's probably it. For some of you, this is also about how you speak to yourself, what you tell yourself, the stories that you have decided to believe about yourself are coming through very strongly. But also, again, you know, for some of you, it's about finding balance. And you may be someone who takes on a lot for other people, and you may need to put some boundaries in place and say, right now, I need to take care of myself. And they may not be super happy with that, and that's okay. And then here we have Garuda Suparna. I probably butchered that. Let's take a look at what this card says, because I want to see what this card says. I am going to read from the book for this one. 1 second. I am flipping over to it. And it says, cultivate confidence in yourself. You have the inner spiritual power to deal wisely and effectively with any situation. Don't allow anyone to take advantage of your kind nature. Reflect upon what action feels best for you to take and then follow through with decisiveness. Do not allow negativity to get a grip in your life. Positive energy and outcomes are indicated. Beautiful energy here, because it's fear. There's a lot of fear here, and I feel like that fear is what keeps you stagnant, pile number 2. It's almost like, if, you know, I'd rather stay where I'm at and lie to myself and tell myself that it's enough, that I can be happy, than to have to face the unknown. So some of you procrastinate. Some of you have anxiety. You know, dark night of the soul, some depression here, definitely showing up. But this is saying you can create your 9 of Cups. You can have that wish fulfillment. But you're going to have to embrace change. You're going to have to face fear in the face, you know, have the courage to do so. But you are the Phoenix rising. You can absolutely do this. Let's take a look at Chariot of Ascension from the Isis Oracle. Let's see where that's at. I will be reading from the book for that. Let's see, and it's page 33. Very interesting. Your soul which wishes to travel more freely between the dimensions of higher reality. This is to allow for conscious spirit communication, the free flow of soul light into the physical body, and the joining in divine harmony of heaven and earth. It requires a powerful consciousness to do this. The Merkaba, Chariot of Ascension and Soul Fire, is the spiritual gift to attain these divine purposes now, available to you as a high initiate. There are times when the soul becomes ambitious and wishes to live its entire light in conscious oneness with all expressions of its being, including the physical body. It may wish to do so simply because it is the nature of all beings to eventually realize themselves as divine, or because it needs specific new skills to be available to the human experience in the physical body so it can continue with its divine purpose. Those skills might be channeling divine energy or consciousness for healing, traveling easily between the worlds for conscious spirit communication, gaining greater artistic or creative ability because it feels wonderful to create, or any number of other purposes. This oracle brings you the guidance that a special spiritual practice has come or is soon coming to your attention that will help your soul reach you more fully. It will be an advanced practice, and it will serve you well at this time in your journey to reach the higher levels of capacity and spiritual responsibility that are available to you as a high initiate. Peace to you, beloved. Your spiritual work on this planet is greatly supported. Beautiful. Work with the Merkaba. There is a Merkaba meditation that you can do where you're basically envisioning or visualizing that you are at the center of the Merkaba. I'm sure there are some recordings of it in YouTube. I would just search, Merkaba guided meditation, or you can, read up about it on Google, whatever works for you. But pile number 2, you are ascending. Your creativity, you have the opportunity, right? We always have opportunities. You don't have to take it. It's up to you. But there's an opportunity to reconnect with your creativity, to respark, to live life authentically, to step into your power, to step into your purpose. And as you take these steps, that's what brings you back into balance. work with Goddess Isis to do this, as well as, you know, angel, spirit guides, spirit animals, whatever it is that you believe in. That is all I have for you today. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. And leave a comment if you want to help with the algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. I am sending you so much love, so many blessings, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the pile with the Eye of Horus with Awakening Divine Perception. So we're going to place that right over there. That is going to be the last card that we look at for the reading, so stick around. And as a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. We are going to be looking at, you know, these 2 cards here are going to represent what is unbalanced at this time, what is imbalanced, right? Yeah, imbalanced at this time. And then this is going to tell us, you know, how to bring it back to balance. So let's start here, then we're going to follow up there, and then we're going to end it with that card. So again, stick around. Let's see what we have. So pile number 3, Knight of Wands, very interesting, and King of Pentacles. Okay, pile number 3, there's an imbalance with your energy and how your energy and how you use it. There's almost a little bit of a stop and go energy here for this pile, where it feels like sometimes, you know, you may be fully inspired to do something and you may go after it, and then at other times it's almost this energy of, you know, what do I do? It's like stop and go. That's for some of you. For others of you, there's a little bit of imbalance when it comes to seeing something all the way through. It's almost like you may have like this idea, this inspiration, this, you know, whatever it is. Like it could be a business idea, it could be a project, it could be something that you want to do for yourself, like this, a hobby, a habit, a routine, something. And it's like you may start out strong and you kind of may be all in, and then next thing you know, you might struggle with keeping that energy up. And you kind of have this, again, it's a little bit of an imbalance when it comes to, I don't want to say dedication, because I don't think that's it so much, but like the follow through. For some of you, it's like you're constantly looking for something else. You could be a fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You don't have to be. But a little bit of impatience with this pile overall is what's coming through. Because the Knight of Wands is a card of, you know, inspiration. It's a card that's on the go. It's freedom. It's moving forward. It's doing the things that inspire you. A very active card. And it's kind of like the pursuit of the things that you want in life. And then we have the King of Pentacles, which is like a very patient, very abundant, very secure energy. And it's kind of like finding, the imbalance is finding balance between these 2 energies. But I feel like there's an imbalance with your focus. There's a bit of unfocused energy for this pile. Some of you self-sabotage. It's like you'll start something, you'll have an idea, you want to see something through, something is meaningful to you, but you may end up pulling away from it. You may end up, you know, kind of leaving it halfway done. It's like you may get bored, you may get restless. Very restless energy for this pile so far, I do want to say. And, you know, almost a little bit of recklessness sometimes as well, because it's like you want these things, but you kind of just walk away from them. It's like one thing after another, like, well, there's something else to be done, there's something else to be explored. So a little bit of imbalance here when it comes to how you, what's the word I'm looking for, how you invest your energy, your time into the things that matter to you, and how much you are willing to see something through before saying maybe it's just not going to work. Because it's almost this energy of, oh, well, you know, it's not working, it hasn't worked out yet, so maybe it's just not working for me. I'm also getting, for some of my pile number 3s, this isn't for everyone, but a need to balance the material and the spiritual, a need to find balance between, you know, those energies of what is your spiritual life and what is your material life, and not material only as in like money, but the physical, right? How you take care of your body, how you invest your time, all of those things, making sure that there's a little bit more balance in those things, because I feel like sometimes you kind of go to one extreme and then the other. Again, very restless, very scattered energy for my pile number threes, which is creating imbalance in some of you. Let's take a look at how to balance this energy. And we have the Knight of Wands, very interesting. So we have the Knight of Wands as what is out of balance, but we also have the Knight of Wands as how to bring in balance. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Let's see what this is. And the Six of Pentacles. So we have the card of balance coming in, because the Six of Pentacles is, it's a card of balance. It's a card of making sure that you are giving and receiving, that you are not taking more than you are giving, and you're not receiving, or giving more than you are receiving. It's kind of bringing things into balance, giving to those that may need, and making sure that you are balancing yourself out. But we have the Knight of Wands twice. We have the Knight of Wands as, this is a very interesting reading so far, because we have the Knight of Wands as the imbalance, but we also have the Knight of Wands as how to bring it into balance. So the Knight of Wands, when we are talking about an imbalance, we are talking about, again, unfocused energy, restlessness, a little bit of self-sabotage, a little bit of recklessness, a little bit of, a need to ground a little bit more. But on the other hand, the Knight of Wands is all about charisma, passion. It's, the pursuit of your dreams, following your inspiration, following your dreams, your heart's desires, listening to your, to the inner guide, right? Listening to your heart and to your intuition, doing what is right, having the enthusiasm to go after what you want. So this is kind of saying, for many of my pile number threes, this is about you bringing into balance this Knight of Wands energy. As I said earlier, there is a lot of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy in this reading. So you could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You don't have to be for this message to resonate, but I feel like for some of you that's going to resonate. You could also have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in the 5th house or 9th house is what I'm getting as well. But we have here with this Knight of Wands, it's about bringing yourself into balance by going after the things that inspire you. So what's your passion? What drives you? What makes you feel connected? What is that thing that makes you feel enthusiastic? That is the thing that you need to give more to. But it's almost like, how can you bring this Knight of Wands into balance so that it's not so restless that you're walking away from things, but you're using that energy to dedicate towards the things that you love, to pursue the life that you want, the dreams that you have, to manifest, right? Because the Knight of Wands has a lot of energy, and that energy can be used to manifest. So allowing yourself to be inspired and using that inspiration to take action, but finding a way to be, what's the word that I'm looking for? To be balanced with your action, because we have the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles is all about, an inflow, making sure that things are flowing just right, making sure that you are using this energy in a balanced way, making sure that you are making advancements, but that it's in a good pace. It doesn't have to be the slowest, right? It doesn't have to be like you're barely moving, but it doesn't have to be that you're going so fast that you're burning out. So it's about finding the balance that works for you and finding gratitude in the process for the things that you do have. That's coming in as well. And learning about, duality. Duality is coming in as very important for this pile. And opening your heart to the things that you love. And trusting that those things are meant for you, that you can, dedicate yourself to those things, that you can pour into those things, that they're worth it. Being compassionate with yourself. Not being afraid to ask other people for help or to offer help. The Six of Pentacles can be a card of learning and teaching, of learning from others, teaching others, of kind of collaborating with others. Let's take a look at what this card here is. And this card here represents the shadow aspect that you are currently working with. And we have Masquerade. Very interesting. So, and I would say Masquerade could kind of relate to that Knight of Wands in a way. But Masquerade is all about, you know, living in the moment. It's kind of saying, you know, if I can't have it forever, I will have it for a minute. And if I can't have it for a minute, I will have it for a second. So, you know, it's kind of this energy that's fleeting, very Knight of Wands energy, this like fleeting energy of like, you know, I'm just going to do it for now. I think for pile number 3, the imbalance is your dedication, your commitment to the things that you love. I feel like this is a pile where it's like so many ideas and so many things to do, so many things to try, so many things to explore. And it's like, you may have almost like a ping pong match of ideas where it's like ping pong everywhere. There's a new idea and there's so many new exciting things to do. So this is a reminder to not be afraid to dedicate yourself to the things that matter, to do one thing at a time, right? Not spread yourself too thin. I'm getting very Two of Pentacles. I know that card is not here, but I'm getting that like an image of that where it's like the Two of Pentacles. It's almost like you may spread yourself thin, or it's like there's so many things to do, so many things to explore that you may not have time. So again, the word is like fleeting, like things, it's like, I have this idea, I have this thing that I care about, but then there's this other thing and I want to try that. But you don't necessarily give the first thing enough time to flourish, enough time to grow. It's like desire and I want to say instant gratification with Masquerade showing up here. Let's take a look at the astrological influences right now for this pile. And we have Aries I do not see the cards for you, do I promise? Yeah, this Knight of Wands here, Aries energy, also Leo, Sagittarius, as I said earlier, but a lot of quick moving, fiery energy. We also have that Masquerade there. We have 2 Knight of Wands. It's about kind of grabbing that fiery energy, using it, channeling it into those things that you want to grow, and finding your abundance using that fire within you. But again, a reminder that you do need to invest and see something through. And I think that for my pile number 3s, there is something that you want to see through. But it's almost like, again, very flighty energy at times, very restless energy at times. With Aries what matters to you? In 5 years, where do you want to be? What do you need to do? What steps do you need to take daily, or at least today, to get there? And if you want something to grow, how can you take daily steps towards that thing? Let's take a look at what else we have. We have vibras, which is vibrations, feel to see, flowing, high vibration, music healing, dance, personal ceremony is needed. Absolutely. And for some of you, you know, it's about a little bit of transformation here as to how you approach the things that you want, the things that you want to create. And I do feel like my pile number 3s, you are vibrating at a very high vibration. It's almost like it's hard for you to slow down a bit. But it's time. For some of you, music, very important. It could be nature sounds. It could be like meditation. For some of you, meditation would be very helpful, just to kind of bring yourself back, ground yourself, center yourself a bit. And then we have limpia with cleanse, manifestation, purification, take back your power. Some of you doing a cleanse, whether that is Palo Santo, whether it's sage, whether it's, you know, a cleansing bath, whatever it is, cleansing your aura, cleansing your chakras, whatever it is that you want to do, but some sort of cleanse would be very helpful, whatever resonates with you. I'm even seeing like a bonfire, writing things down and burning it. Obviously do so if it's safe. Be careful. Do not start a fire in your home. That's why I said a bonfire. But there's this energy that needs to be purified right now, right? To release certain things and to focus on what it is that you want to actually manifest. Like out of all of your ideas, because again, pile number 3, you have so many. Which are the ones that matter the most to you? Those are the ones that need your attention right now. See, with power of surrender, surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see clearly and make the best decisions. So where are you at? What do you want? What are you not seeing clearly? And then we have surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. I think for my pile number 3s, you know, just slowing down a bit and checking in with yourself. Also be careful of how you speak to yourself and what you are telling yourself. And I think that my pile number 3s, you can be stubborn at times. I mean, we have fire energy and we have earth energy. Those two sometimes can be a bit stubborn. So checking in with yourself and just seeing like where you are at and asking yourself, you know, am I taking up a rigid stance? What am I doing? Am I helping myself or am I hindering myself in some way? Let's see what else we have. We have wonder. It's a wonderful thing to be in a state of wonder. And I think that my pile number 3s, you are very curious. You want to experience so much. But I also think it's time to start to dedicate, commit to certain things, because I think that that's what you want deep down. And it says, and when I'm a good audience to my life becomes better and better theater. When something delightful happens, I can shout encore and be ticketed when it happens again. When something maddening happens, I can laugh it off. Either way, I am glad I got a ticket to the show. My pile number 3s, you don't want to miss out on anything, and that's fair. And then we have love. Love is a many splendid thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors, like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulation I feel when I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on this first try, or how about the chills I get when I'm singing along to Name of Song, you know that one. Let's take a look. I mean, pile number 3, this is really the imbalance here and how to bring it back to balance. It's kind of like the same thing that is imbalance. It was what's going to bring it to balance with the right dose of it. And it's your curiosity. Then we have epsilon modulation. Let's see what that is. I don't know. We're going to read from the book for that one because I don't know these cards that well. And this is always a good book. Anything with Alana Fairchild, I am a fan. And it says, gather your energies and go within to regenerate. Let your actions match your inner rhythms. Rather than trying to force yourself to keep pace with external cues, commit to your own natural timing and pace. As you ground and connect to your center, you will realize your spiritual power to be at cause in any situation of concern. You have such goodness and light within you. Let go of shaming or blaming. Embrace the spiritual beauty within. Reaching inspired spiritual heights requires commitment to develop powerful, deep roots. I'm not even making that up. Look at it right there. Reaching inspired spiritual heights requires commitment to developing powerful, deep roots. A mature creative offering takes longer to produce than that which is swiftly supplanted by whatever is next. Yeah, for this pile, it's like instead of jumping to the next thing, you're being called to dedicate yourself to commit to something. To embrace the patience required for such building, surrender the need for immediate gratification. I'm not making this up. I'm going to put this right here. So you see it right there. To embrace the patience required for such building, surrender the need for immediate gratification. We must become so confident in the authenticity and value of our process that we are not in need of external evidence to bolster our courage. We can enjoy validation along the way, but must not turn away if it is absent for a time, especially if those around us appear to be moving faster. This is what's coming up for this pile. It's like you want to fully dedicate yourself to certain things, but at the same time for this pile, it's almost like, but I want instant gratification. I want to try something else. I want to keep up. I want to, I want to be constantly experiencing certain things. But at soul level, there's something that matters to you that your higher self wants you to really commit to. Let's take a look at this Eye of Horus with Awakening Divine Perception. Where is my Isis book? 1 second. Let me find it. I have it. All right, let's read this one. And this one says, the Eye of Horus brings divine perception, protection, and insight. You are gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight, that are awakening and growing now. You have much divine support and protection so that you may grow your abilities and serve others with your divine gifts. Trust your perception and know that you are divinely protected. The Oracle of the Eye of Horus is a stamp of divine encouragement, approval, and protection. If you have been wondering about your divine path, about whether you have genuine gifts of healing and insight to share, about whether your inner perception is actually true insight, and whether you will be protected spiritually in certain matters or situations, then this oracle is confirmation for you. You also have guidance here that your inner sight is expanding yet again, taking a turn on a higher twist of the spiral of perception. These are the gifts of higher clairvoyance, pure knowing, divination, and divine communion, and they all flow in truth from the fountain of the heart. You can expect these gifts to grow and as a result to see with even more detachment, accuracy, and clear knowing. It is important that you trust this inner sight and come from your heart. This will ensure that your sight is accurate and helpful. Inner sight will never judge or harm another, but it will certainly help you discern the underlying truth of situations and relationships so that you can make wise decisions. This oracle is confirmation that you have spiritual gifts of healing and perception that can serve your own life path and that of others when you use them from love. Trust that Horus will protect you as you move forward on your path and that divine opportunities will come at the perfect time. The divine sun will shine on you, gifting you with your time in the sun, so have faith. This oracle is confirmation that the divine is looking out for you and will guide you and protect you through your intuition. Your inner voice will tell you everything you need to know in a timely manner. Finally, this oracle is an indicator of triumph over darker energies and emotions. Whether you have been struggling with psychological darkness, unfulfilling habits, patterns of subversive or undermining behavior within yourself or from toxic relationships from others or with organizations or groups within society, know that you will triumph and the sun, the truth, the light will prevail. Pray for protection, clear insight, and trust your inner guidance. You will triumph in light over any darkness. Your success and growth are assured. I never read the whole thing. I actually read the whole thing. Look at this paragraph right here if you want to screenshot it, because I feel like this last paragraph is what you needed to hear, and that is why I was guided to read the whole thing. Pile number 3. This was quite the powerful message for you. I hope this was helpful. This is all I have for you. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Leave a comment to help with the algorithm. Let me know what you'd like to see next on the channel. I'm sending you so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now.